Have you ever felt like you're asking, praying, or affirming, but nothing seems to change? What if the problem isn't what you ask for, but how you ask? Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the universe responds not just to your words, but to the energy, faith, and certainty behind them. When you ask from doubt, fear, or desperation, your words fall empty. But when you ask with unwavering faith, gratitude, and alignment with divine law, the universe simply can't say no because you're not begging. You're claiming what is already yours by spiritual right. In this message, discover how to move from pleading to powerful asking, why the right words, spoken with conviction, unlock spiritual law, and how Florence's timeless teachings reveal the difference between empty requests and unshakable declarations. Because when you learn to ask in the language of faith, the universe must answer not because it's forced, but because it's the law. Florence Scovel Shinn taught a truth that feels almost hidden in plain sight. The universe doesn't respond to the words themselves, but to the energy and faith behind them. Many people ask, pray, or affirm desperately, driven by fear of what might happen if they don't get what they want. Ironically, this fear blocks the very blessing they seek. Why? Because fear is a creative force, just as faith is. When you ask from fear, you silently affirm, I don't believe it will happen. Your words might sound positive, but your feeling is one of doubt, anxiety, and lack. And according to spiritual law, what you deeply feel and believe is what becomes real. Florence often compared asking in faith to placing an order at a store you trust completely. You don't doubt it will arrive. You thank the clerk and walk away in confidence, knowing it's on its way. You don't keep calling. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because that shows you don't really believe. The universe works in the same way. To ask effectively, you must first replace fear with faith. Before you even speak your words, check your emotional posture. Are you asking with anxiety, trying to force an outcome? Or are you asking calmly, grounded in the knowing that divine supply already exists? Faith-based asking feels different. It's quiet, clear, and confident. You're not begging the universe. You're claiming what is already yours by spiritual right. This shift from desperation to trust is what activates spiritual law. As Florence said, faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly, practically. This means when you ask, you do so with gratitude, thanking as if it's already done. Instead of, please, I hope this happens, you say, thank you, this good is already manifesting in divine order. Gratitude isn't flattery. It's proof of your belief that the answer is already set in motion. Another key is consistency. Fear might still knock on your door, an unexpected bill arrives, or someone doubts your dream. But faith means you don't let that momentary fear take root. Instead, you return to your declaration. By divine law, this or something better is already mine. Remember, faith isn't forcing yourself to feel excited every second. It's choosing again and again to stand on the truth that you live in an abundant, responsive universe. It's trusting that what you ask for, aligned with your highest good, must find its way to you. Florence also taught the power of spoken words to strengthen faith. Speaking your affirmation aloud calmly, clearly, and daily helps move it from a surface wish into a deep inner knowing. Over time, those words become part of your belief system, and your belief shapes reality. When you ask from fear, you push your desire away because fear silently affirms its absence. But when you ask from faith rooted in gratitude, trust, and divine alignment, you become magnetic to your good. You activate the spiritual law that Florence describes so simply. Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that words are not just sounds, they are invisible creative tools shaping what shows up in your life. But the power isn't only in the words themselves. It's in the certainty and gratitude with which you speak them. Speaking as if your desire is already fulfilled sets a clear spiritual signal. This is mine by divine right, and I give thanks now. Most people, when asking for something, whether it's health, money, or love, unknowingly speak from uncertainty. Their words might sound positive, but their hidden tone is pleading, hoping, or doubting. I hope this happens. Maybe it will. Please let it come. This vibration of doubt actually blocks the very thing they desire, because spiritual law responds to conviction, not uncertainty. Florence explained that gratitude and certainty are evidence of faith. When you truly believe something is already yours in the spiritual realm, you naturally feel thankful. This is why she advised students to speak affirmations in the present tense, rooted in completion. I give thanks that this good is now manifesting in divine order. Notice the difference. Saying, I hope I get the money, leaves the outcome hanging in uncertainty. But saying, I give thanks that divine supply meets every need, carries the vibration of completion. It already exists, and you're simply aligning with it. This practice isn't about forcing positive words to cover fear. It's about choosing words that anchor your mind in faith every time fear rises. By repeating words of certainty, you train your subconscious to see the outcome as inevitable rather than impossible. Florence also taught that words should be simple, direct, and emotionally true. Overly complicated affirmations can feel hollow. Instead, choose statements that spark real conviction. This or something better now comes to me, or all channels are open, and my supply is at hand. Speak them slowly, letting the words sink beyond the conscious mind into your deeper belief. Gratitude is what unlocks the creative force behind these words. You're not waiting for proof to be grateful. You're grateful first, knowing that spiritual law must answer your faith. As Florence wrote, gratitude is the law of increase, and complaint is the law of decrease. Thanking in advance becomes a declaration of trust. The blessing is on its way, and nothing can stop it. Even in moments of doubt, keep your words steady. Doubt may whisper, but where is it? Why hasn't it shown up yet? Respond with your affirmation. I give thanks that divine supply is unfailing. What is mine comes to me by divine order. Over time, your inner climate becomes one of calm assurance, not panic. Living this way isn't about pretending nothing bothers you. It's about continually returning to words of certainty and gratitude, no matter what appears in the outer world. Because what you consistently affirm, spoken from faith and gratitude, sets the blueprint your life must follow. When you speak as if your good is already yours, you shift from wishing to knowing. And by spiritual law, that unwavering knowing draws your desire into form. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that life doesn't answer our words alone, it answers the beliefs and emotions that stand behind those words. So often, when people ask for help, success, love, or money, they do it from a place of worry or desperation. What if it doesn't come? What if I fail? This quiet fear weaves itself into every request, blocking the very good we're asking for. True asking, in the spiritual sense, must come from faith, the deep, steady knowing that what we ask for is possible, right, and already making its way to us by divine order. Faith speaks calmly, confidently, without forcing or begging. It declares, this is mine by divine right, and then leaves the how to higher wisdom. Florence's teachings remind us that fear is itself creative. When you ask for something but fear it won't happen, the fear often manifests faster than the desire itself. Why? Because fear is charged with powerful emotion. It feels real, urgent, and vivid. The universe responds not just to words, but to feelings that have the strongest vibration. Imagine someone who prays for financial help but keeps repeating silently, I'll probably stay broke. Or someone who wants love but constantly thinks, no one could love me. Outwardly, they're asking for blessing, but inwardly, they're preparing for disappointment. Florence called this neutralizing your good, asking with one hand while pushing it away with the other. Asking from faith changes everything. Faith doesn't mean forcing excitement or pretending to feel perfect certainty every second. It means making a conscious choice, again and again, to speak, think, and feel from trust rather than doubt. Even if the outer world seems unchanged, faith keeps you steady. Divine law is already at work. What is mine will come to me. Faith-based asking often includes gratitude, thanking in advance, even before the gift arrives. Florence taught that gratitude multiplies blessings because it proves you already trust that the answer is coming. It's like placing an order from a trusted store. You pay, get your receipt, and thank the clerk. You don't keep calling every minute to check. That repeated doubt is what blocks flow. Another part of asking from faith is being open to the form your good might take. Sometimes what comes isn't exactly what we pictured, but it matches or even exceeds what we truly need. Faith says, this or something better now manifests for me. It doesn't demand or cling. It trusts divine intelligence to choose the best path. Practically, this means watching your words and your inner talk. Are you pleading, worrying, or arguing with yourself? Replace those with clear, calm affirmations. I now ask for and accept my right good. Divine order is working in my life. I give thanks that my request is already fulfilled. The moment you're asking carries faith instead of fear. You activa